The best way to start your morning? No, it's not a coffee, it's a workout. So come and join me for some yoga to get you ready for the day. We start in all fours with cat and cow to mobilize the spine. So hands underneath the shoulders, fingers are spread, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, raise your hips, drop your belly, lift the chest, look forward, and exhale, round the back, chin to chest. And again, inhale, you're arching. Exhale, rounding. One more, inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Next, inhale, neutral position. Draw some circles with the hips in one direction. And one more. And then switch direction. Nice big circles. One more here. Neutral position. Combine those two, cat and cow with the hip circles. So you're drawing circles with the hips. At the same time, you're arching and rounding your back. So really feel how your spine is moving in all directions. And then one more. And the other way. Nice big circles. And one more here. Neutral position. Raise your right leg up behind you. Straighten it out. Holding here. Hips are square. Press the floor away from you. And then gently open your hips. Raise the leg up. Little toes facing towards the ceiling. Make sure you're not collapsing into the shoulders here. Hold here. And release. Placing the knee down, other side. So extend your leg, lift the leg up, keep the hips square for now, and then start to open the hips. Raise the leg high. Holding here, and release. Place the knee down. Raise your right leg up again. Straighten it out behind you. Bend the knee this time. Open the hips, stack your hips on top of each other, holding here. You can have your foot flexed or relaxed, up to you. Raise the knee as high as you can, and again, make sure you're not collapsing into the shoulders. Press the floor away from you and then place your knee down. Other side. So extend the leg, lift the leg up, bend the knee and then open the hips. Holding here. And breathe. And then release. Knee comes down. Okay, raise the right leg up again. Bend the knee and open the hips. And then draw some circles. Circles in the air. And one more in this direction. And then go in the other direction. And one more here. And then release the knee down. Other side. So extend the leg, bend the knee, open the hips, and then draw some circles in one direction. Doesn't matter which way you start. One more here. And then switch direction. And one more. And release. Knee comes down. Raise your right leg up again. This time you bring your knee towards the right elbow. Bring it to the left elbow and then draw a circle. So bringing it up. So draw your circles a little bit bigger. And then in the other direction. Nice big circles. And one more here. And then release the knee down. So you should start to feel that in your glutes, other side. So you're lifting the leg up, bring the knee towards the left elbow, to the right, and then you're drawing your circles. So make it a fluid movement. Make it flow. And one more here. And then switch direction. So it doesn't have to be too precise. So don't worry if you're not quite getting it. Just do something. And one more. And then release. Place the knee down. Tag your toes under. Lift your knees up. Come into your downward facing dog. And then pedal your feet a few times in your down dog. So let's give the glutes a little bit of a break. Okay, and release your heels down. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And you're coming forward into a plank pose. Come forward with a straight back. Holding here. You're one straight line from the crown of the head all the way to the heels. So tailbone is long, nose sticking out of the bum. Press the floor away from you. And then come back into your downward facing dog. And again, you come forward into a plank. You're coming forward with a straight back. And then go back into your down dog. 3 more here. Come forward. And go back. Combine it with your breathing. Inhale, come forward. And exhale back. 1 more here. Inhale forward. And exhale, come back. All right, lower down your knees for a moment. Have your toes tucked under. Walk your hands back. Interlace your hands behind you. Come into a forward fold with the arms straight. So take your arms with you over your head as you fold forward. And then slowly come up again. we're going to add on. So come into your downward facing dog again. From your down dog, come forward into plank with a straight back. So you're coming forward. Bring your shoulders further forward so they're beyond your wrist. Place your knees down. Bend the elbows backwards, no more than 90 degrees. And then straighten your arms again. And then lift your knees up. Come back into your down dog. Again, you come forward into plank. Bring your shoulders beyond your wrist, knees down. Bend the elbows. Press up. Lift the knees and back into your down dog. 3 more like this. Coming forward, knees down. Bend the elbows. Press up. And then come back into down dog. 2 more. So make it a nice flowing movement again. As you lower down, tailbone stays long, ribs together. So not collapsing into your hips. Knees down. So this is the last one. And then come back into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet and then walk your feet forward. Walk your hands back. So you're meeting in the middle and you're hanging out in ragdoll. So no more weight in your hands, in your arms, holding here. Neck relaxed. And bring your fingertips a little bit further in front of your feet. Start to walk forwards and backwards. So shifting the weight between the heels and the balls of your feet. And then if you like, you can take it a little bit further. So next time you're coming forward, you're lifting your heels up. Next time you're going back, you're flexing the feet. Maybe the toes, maybe the balls of your feet come up. And then keep going in your own tempo. And let's do 2 more rounds. And 1 more. And then come back into your down dog. So bring your hands further forward. Step back with your legs. Pedal your feet. Raise your right leg up. Keep your legs straight. Keep your hips square for now. And then you start to open the hips. Point your toes. Release your left heel down towards the mat. Raise your right leg up as high as you can. So the little toe comes towards the ceiling. Keep your arms straight. Holding here. And release. Place the foot down. Other side. Left leg comes up. Keep your hips square for now. Point your toes. Release your right heel down so you feel the stretch there in your right calf. Then start to open the hips. And raise the leg higher. So little toe towards the ceiling. Holding here. And release. Place the foot down. Pedal your feet. Right leg comes up again. This time you bend your knee and open your hips. Holding here. So your right heel comes towards your left buttock. Your left heel is releasing down towards the mat. Stay here. Arms are straight. Lift your knee as high as you can. And then place your foot down. Other side. Left leg comes up. Bend the knee and open the hips. Right heel presses down towards the mat. Arms are straight. Raise your knee as high as you can. Holding here. And release. Foot comes down. Pedal your feet a few times. And raise your right leg up. Bend the knee and open the hips. And then draw some circles in the air with the knees. You're staying in your down dog shape. Just some circles in the air. And again, if it's not too precise, it doesn't matter. And then switch direction. Nice circles with the knee. Knee stays bent all the time. And then place your foot down, switching sides. Left leg comes up. Bend the knee, open the hips, and then draw some circles with the knee in the air. And then switch direction. Yeah, can you feel it in your glutes again? 1 more here. And then place your foot down. Pedal your feet a few times. And then lower down your knees. Keep your toes tucked under. Press your hands into the mat. You're in an active child's pose. So press the hands down. Press your hips towards your heels. And feel the stretch in the soles of your feet. Holding here. And then point your toes and release. So you're coming into kneeling position. Hold here. Place your hands into your lower ribs. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. Keep going. Deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Feel how your ribs are expanding to the side, to the front. Just want to show you. And maybe even to the back. So you're taking deep inhales and exhales. Inhale into your lower ribs and exhale. Couple more here. Inhale. And exhale. One more. And exhale. And then slowly make your way back into your downward facing dog. Raise your right leg up again. And then bring your right knee towards the left elbow. You're traveling forward with the shoulders. They come forward. And then draw a circle. So the knee comes towards the right elbow. And then you're opening up. And then again. So the knee comes towards the left, then the right, then up in the air. And another circle here. 2 more now, in fact. And last one. As the knee comes up, raise it as high as you can. And then switch direction. Other way. Again, if it doesn't quite come to you, just do something. It really doesn't matter. And 2 more here. So about 5 circles in each direction. If you're going a bit faster, a bit slower, that's absolutely fine. Now I lost my count. And then release. Place the foot down. Pedal your feet at the side. So raise your left leg up and then start with a little twist. So the knee comes towards the right elbow, then towards the left. And then you're opening up. And then again. Drawing a nice big circle here, bringing the shoulder forward. So now we're not just working the glutes, but also the shoulders, the obliques, the core. And I think that's 1 more here. And then go in the other direction. It's about 5 circles. And that's 2 more here. Yeah, can you feel it? I can feel it. And 1, and then release, placing the foot down. Pedal your feet a few times. And again, let your feet and your hands meet in the middle of the mat. So walk them towards each other. Hang out here, have your knees bent. Take your arms behind your legs so you're hugging your calves or your knees. Get hold of your opposite elbows. Hold here. Relax your neck. And start to straighten out your legs. Shift the weight forward a little bit. And then release. Release your hands. Walk back into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. And then release your heels down. Now round your back forward into a plank pose. So similar, but a little bit different than what we did earlier. Earlier we came forward with a flat back. This time you're rounding and bring your shoulders beyond your wrist. And then round back again as you come into your downward facing dog. So inhale, you're rounding forwards. Imagine you're a wave. And then round back into down dog. Inhale. And exhale, down dog. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And then release your heels down. Take a moment here. So we'll do our press-ups again. If you like, you lower down your knees. However, if you want to work harder and you feel quite confident in your chaturangas, you keep your knees off the mat. So round your back forward, coming forward. Your shoulders go beyond your wrist. Then you bend the elbows backwards, no more than 90 degrees. Straighten up and go back into your downward facing dog. And again, you're rounding forward. Maybe place the knees down as you bend the elbows, pressing up and back into down dog. So again, make it a flowing movement. We're having 3 more to do here. Wow, it is getting hard, isn't it? And 2 more. So make sure you're not collapsing into the hips. I feel like I'm getting a little bit weaker now. Yeah, so if that's the case, you lower down your knees, please. And then come back into your downward facing dog. And then pedal your feet. Take your right foot between your hands. Lower down your left knee onto the mat. Push your hips forward and down. Holding here. Hold here. And point your left toes. Your ankle and knee are stacked on top of each other. Hold here. Good. And then tuck your back toes under. Lift the knee. Step back into your downward facing dog. Other side. So your left foot comes forward. Lower down your right knee. Push your hips forward and down. Point your right toes. Holding here. And breathe. And then tuck your toes under. Lift the knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Again, pedal your feet a few times. You can stay here. You can rest in child's pose. Or flow through Vinyasa with me. Come forward into plank pose. Bring your shoulders beyond the wrist. Bend the elbows backwards. Point your toes. Lift up. Inhale and exhale. Downward facing dog. Right foot outside your right hand. Turn your toes out slightly. Lower your back knee onto the mat and point your toes. So again, your ankle and knee are stacked on top of each other. Push the hips forward and down. Holding here. Hold here. And if you're feeling warm enough to maybe come into your forearms, you could also do that. Don't let your knee drop to the side if you're on your forearms. Keep the foot pressed down. And one more inhale and exhale here. If you're on your forearms, come up onto your hands. Take your right hand, place it on the right knee. Gently push the knee to the side. Make sure your foot is flexed, you're not twisting the ankle. So maybe turn out the toes a little bit more. Hold here. And then add a twist. So look behind you. And maybe reach behind you with your arm for your left foot. So bending the left leg. Catch the outer edge of your foot. Try and catch the outer edge. So you're not closing the shoulders. You want to open the chest. Holding here. And release. Everything comes down onto the mat again. Bring the knee in. Tuck your back toes under. And then lift up and come to your down dog. Pedal your feet. So that was quite an intense stretch. Let's flow through Vinyasa. Come forward into your plank pose. Bring your shoulders further forward. Maybe knees on or off the mat as you bend the elbows. Lift up. Inhale into your back bend. Glutes engaged. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Other side. Left foot outside your left hand. Toes turned out slightly. Right knee comes down. And point your toes. Holding here. Ankle and knee are stacked on top of each other. Either stay on your hands or come onto your forearms. Keep your foot pressed down. Keep the knee in. So the knee stays next to the shoulder. Doesn't drop to the side. Not just yet. Holding here. And then if you're on your forearms, slowly come up onto your hands again. Take your left hand, place it against the left knee. Maybe turn out the toes a little bit more and then gently push the knee to the side. So again, have some awareness of your ankle. So make sure you're not twisting the ankle. All right? Holding here, then add a twist and maybe reach behind you with your left arm and then catch your right foot. Take the outer edge. So chest is open. Holding here. Keep breathing. For 2 more. And 1. Gently release. Everything comes onto the mat again. Bring the knee back in. Move in slow motion. Back into downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times. And then lower down your knees onto the mat. Lower your forearms down as well. Interlace your hands. Toes are tucked under. Lift your knees up. Walk your feet forward towards your elbows. Holding here. Have your legs as straight as you can. So release your heels towards the mat. And breathe. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Lower your knees. Point your toes. Take a moment here. We're going to go up again. And if you like, you can add on. So toes are tucked under. Lift your knees. Walk your hands, or not your hands, your feet forward. And then maybe raise your right leg up. Holding here. You can open your hips even for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Left leg comes up. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Lower your knees down. Come up onto your hands. You're in all fours. Have your toes tucked under. Lift your knees up just to a hover. And then bring your hips towards your heels. And then come forward again. And again, hips towards heels. And then come forwards. You're in all fours. Do a few more of those. Can you feel it in your thighs? My thighs are on fire. And let's do 3 more. 2 1, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet in your down dog. Take your right foot outside your right hand, left foot outside your left hand. Turn your toes out. Lower your hips down so you're in a squatting position. And then round your back, let your fingers walk forward. You can relax your head even, holding here. And breathe. For 3, 2, 1, back into downward facing dog. So step back with the left leg first, then with the right leg, and pedal your feet. This time, left foot outside your left hand, right foot outside your right hand. Sink your hips down again. Lift your chest up. Place your palms together. Your lower arms create one straight line. Press your elbows against the inner thighs. Holding here. Chest is lifted. And breathe. Close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. Breathe into your lower ribs. And then gently blink your eyes open. Place your fingers on the mat. Place your whole hands onto the mat. Lift your hips up. Step back with your right leg. Step back with the left leg. Paddle your feet. One last vinyasa. Come forward into a plank pose. Bring your shoulders forward. Bend the elbows. Lift up into your back bend. Inhale and exhale. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees onto the mat. Bring your knees together, bring your thighs together. Come into kneeling position. Ribs together, tailbone is long. Take your hands, place them on your lower back, fingers facing up, elbows bending backwards. Then lift your chest up. Hold here. Keep your glutes engaged. Gaze can be up. If that's too much for your neck, look forward. And release. You can repeat or have your toes tucked under. Maybe bring your knees a little bit further apart this time, but make sure your glutes stay engaged. And reach behind you for your heels. Get hold of them at the same time. Spin your chest open, holding here. Hips come forward. Head either drops back or you can look up or forward. Stay here for 3, 2. Use your core strength to come up. So let go at the same time. Place your hands onto the mat. Round your back, chin to chest. And come into seated position from here. So cross your legs. Straighten out your legs. Come sitting down. Flex your feet. Sit up straight. Hands left and right over your hips. Take an inhale, raise your arms. And exhale, hinging from your hips, fold forward. Maybe catch the outer edges of your feet or hands go onto the mat. Holding here. Feet are flexed, gazes towards your big toes unless you're all the way down. Then you can relax your neck. And breathe for 3 more. 2. And 1. Slowly come up. Take your hands, place them over the soles of your feet until your toes touch your wrist. Maybe bend your knees for this one. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up. Point your toes, zip your legs together. Take your hands behind you, fingers face towards you. Lift your hips up and then maybe bring your toes onto the mat. So raise your hips as high as you can. Gaze is either up or behind you if your neck is alright with that. Stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, slowly lower down all the way. Alright, take your legs out to the side. Nice wide legs, yeah? And flex and point your toes a few times. And then relax. Relax your feet. Take your hands on the mat in front of you. Round your back as you fold forward. Nice relaxed forward fold. And hold. And breathe. For 5. So no pushing here. 4. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up. Bend your right leg, or your left, doesn't matter. Stay here for a moment, and then fold forward through the center. Keep your hips grounded for now. Flex the foot of your straight leg. And then maybe walk your hands forward, so reaching through the fingertips. Just come back a bit. Reaching through the fingertips and fold forward. And then your butt cheek lifts maybe off the mat as well, holding here. So you're going to feel the stretch here in your inner thigh, on the inside of your knee. And slowly come up. Bend your leg, so both of your legs are bent now. Soles of your feet together. Bend the elbows backwards so your elbows are on your inner thighs. And then fold forward through the center, holding here. So catch either your feet or your ankles. Keep your back straight and use your elbows to press the knees a little bit further down. And then slowly come up. Straighten out the other leg. In my case, that's the right leg. And again, fold forward through the center. For now, you keep your hips grounded. If you haven't done so already, flex your foot. So your leg is super straight and engaged. You can stay here if you're happy. You can clap your hands. Or you walk your hands forward and your butt cheek lifts off the mat a little bit more. So really want to feel the stretch here. And breathe. Slowly, slowly come back up. So as if your feet come together again. This time you have your hands in front of you and fold forward. You can round your back and straighten out your arms, reaching through the fingertips. Walk your hands forward as far as you can. Feel the stretch in your inner thighs and breathe. And then slowly walk your hands back. Straighten out both of your legs now. Just bring my mat back. So legs are straight. Take your hands behind you. Lift your hips up. Scooch forward a little bit so your legs go a little bit wider. And then fold forward. Intense forward stretch now. Make it active. Your feet are flexed. Your legs are straight. Hold here. We're going to do one more after that. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly lift up. Release your legs for a moment. And then prepare for our final wide leg forward fold. So flex your feet. Scooch forward. So bring your legs as wide as you can. And then fold forward again. Catch maybe the inner edges of your feet. Pull yourself deeper and deeper into the forward fold. You can also walk your hands forward if you like. And breathe for 5. 4. So with every exhale, see if you can lower down a little bit more. 3. 2. And last one. And then slowly come up. Place your hands underneath the knees. Lift your knees up and come into a comfortable seated position for a twist. So take one hand behind you. The other hand goes onto the opposite knee. Lengthen, lift, inhale and exhale. Twist. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head. And then come back to the center, over to the other side. Inhale and exhale, twist. And then come back to the center. Right knee is facing forward, left knee stacks on top. So folding the leg back. If that doesn't work for you, have your foot down and twist instead. Yeah. However, if you can do this, it's a little bit more intense. So your heel is out of the way. Maybe place the hands over the feet, lift up, wiggle around a little bit, lower down. And when you're ready, fold forward. We've done a little bit of glute work today, so this is a nice stretch after. One more inhale and exhale here. And slowly come up. Stay with the legs like this. Take your right arm underneath, left arm goes on top. Palms together. If you have the other arm, it doesn't matter. And then lift your elbows up, hands away from the face. So eagle arms. And release. Interlace your hands behind you. Straighten your arms. Lift the chest up. Come one more time into the forward fold. Take your arms with you over your head. And slowly come up. Switching legs. So the other leg is underneath. Heel is out of the way. Lift your hips up. Wiggle around a little bit. And then fold forward. And remember, if that's too much, you have your foot down and you're hugging the knee in for the twist instead. But if you can, do this one. Staying here for one more inhale and exhale. And then slowly come up. This time, left arm underneath, right arm on top. Palms together. Lift your elbows up for your eagle arms. And release. Take the opposite interlace, so funny thumb on top. Straighten your arms. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Come into your forward fold. Take your arms with you. And then slowly come up. All right, relax your legs. Come into a seated position. Sitting up tall. Place your palms together in front of your heart. Close your eyes. And rub your palms. Cover your eyes, forehead, apply a bit of pressure here. Take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Open your eyes. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Now you can have a coffee. See you next time.